Hello, everyone. I am still talking about mindset for those of you who want to lose weight and keep it off long term. Now, we know in medicine that obesity and being overweight is a complex problem. It's just not only about eating too much and not exercising, it has a lot to do with your mindset. You're struggling to cope with several different emotions, you're reacting in different ways when it comes to food. So your relationship with food matters. My name is Dr. Inaka Yembe. I'm a board certified family medicine physician, currently practicing in the outpatient clinic and in the emergency room in Louisiana. In my clinic, I would say 75 to 80% of the patients come to me referred by other providers for weight loss. My personal story is very crucial to my work. I am so passionate about helping people lose weight and achieve their health and their wellness. I was born at 10 pounds, grew into an obese child, obese adult. My highest weight was about 300 pounds until I decided to get serious. And so in today's video, we'll talk about the importance of calories. Yes, calories matter. You need to know about calories. That's one thing that you have to have in your mind.
And I'm not saying go out and calculate calories and become a scientist or mathematician counting calories with every single meal. No. Let's not do that.
But let's talk about the importance of maintaining a caloric deficit if you want to lose weight. A calorie is simply a measure of energy. So when we eat foods, we consume a certain amount of energy depending on the food that we eat. There are three major kinds of what we call macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. And when we consume foods, they have a different amount of these macronutrients. That's why you can look at them. And you can see the nutritional content of the food you are about to eat. And why is it also important for you to know about being in a caloric deficit? So for us to exist, for example, just to be alive, not moving, for your bodily functions to continue without you doing anything, you need a basic amount of energy. That energy that you require is different for you and for the next person. Everybody's energy requirement is different. It's called a basal metabolic rate. There are so many different calculators there online that you can use, that you can find. However, all of us are moving some. So you can calculate the basal metabolic requirement based on your energy expenditure. It will also depend on your age, on your current weight, on how active you are. Why is that? Because in order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit. We call it a caloric deficit, and what that simply means is the amount of energy you consume is less than the amount of energy that you spend. And just as an example, if you consume 2,500 calories per day as your basal metabolic rate and you eat 2,000 calories, then you are in a caloric deficit of 500. Why is that important? To lose 1 pound of body weight, you need to spend 3,500 calories. And so, if you are in a caloric deficit of 500 calories per day, you will expect to lose 1 pound by the end of the week. That's just a rough estimate. In order to continue to lose weight,
and listen very carefully, if you are stuck, have you ever lost weight, lost 20 pounds, 25 pounds? You've got those 5 stubborn pounds that will not go away.
Sometimes we have to play detective and go look closely for a little bit to make sure that we are not accidentally consuming a little too many calories, because that could be the reason why your weight loss efforts are stalling and not giving you any results at this point, because you lost a lot of weight and maybe you relaxed, or maybe you did not go back and recalculate your basal metabolic rate. So it's very important, and I'm talking strictly about staying in a caloric deficit. There's two ways you can do that: spend more energy or eat less. Now, most people make the mistake, like I did for several years. I started training as a marathoner and running marathons when I was obese. And I told myself, smile on me at that time, I told myself years ago, that was about 6 or 7 years ago, I think, I told myself I could work out, I could run 15 miles or jog walk 15 miles and come back and eat what I want. So because of that, I remained the obese marathoner. It doesn't work like that. One of the things we don't remember is that the calorie counters that we have on the watch or on the phone or on the treadmill, they're not 100% accurate. That's one thing. And the second thing is that in order for you to burn all the calories that you consume, it's really difficult depending on how many extra calories that you are consuming. For example, if you eat, say, 3 donuts, that could easily be 700-800 calories. Are you trying to tell me you're going to be jogging on the treadmill for an hour or 2 hours, and that's not counting all the rest of the food that you ate for that day? So do not try to out-exercise a bad diet.
It will not work. It will not work. I've tried it. It will not work for me, so don't do it.
What you want to do is adjust your intake. It's most effective that way, to adjust your intake. That's why you want to become a little bit of a detective and a little bit of a scientist, and look at what you're eating and make sure that you are consuming less than you actually need for that day. So I'll give you 3 strategies here that you can implement when it comes to exactly how am I going to maintain this caloric deficit. Number 1, simply go online and do the math. Pick any one. What I personally do is I pick 3. I like to be a little extra. Yep, a little extra. So I'll use one like MyFitnessPal. Go in there and calculate my basal metabolic rate, my caloric requirement for per day, and then I'll pick 2 others and I'll go with the lowest one. Yeah, I'll go with the lowest one. But I always estimate what's in my food when I'm cooking it. So I have full control over what I consume, because most of the time I cook, I would say 98% of the time, I cook what I eat. So when I cook a batch of anything, I'll take pen to paper and just make a few notes and just jot down what I'm cooking. The chicken, so it was, say, 900 calories. The vegetables in the stir fry was another 300 calories, and I put oil, maybe, I don't know what else I put in there. I'll calculate it all. It'll come up to, say, I would say, estimate 2,000 calories. I'll tell myself, okay, 2,000 calories, let's say for simple math, 2,100 calories. So I'll say this should be 7 different meals. So I know each meal is about 300 calories. I'm not going to sit here every single day and calculate the food as I'm eating it, but I'll do that quick guess or rough draft while I am meal prepping. I tend to do that a lot. No, you don't have to go out and measure and count every single thing with every single meal all the time. No, but take, say, 1 or 2 days and look at it. It's worth your while. I encourage you to actually do that. Okay. Number 2 tip that I can give you is to actually set some goals. Sometimes we'll join a program, like I run a boot camp online, a 21-day boot camp. I've got some lovely ladies who joined us, so eager to lose weight. And some of them set goals, some of them do not set goals. But I noticed that the people who set goals, for example, they'll say, I want to lose 3 pounds this week, or I want to lose 10 pounds at the end of this program. They actually hit their goal or get close to it. Set goals, and you've heard about SMART goals. So set SMART goals. Your goals need to be specific. If you don't give your brain specific direction, then you may be confused, you may not hit that goal. It's so important for your goal to be specific. It needs to be measurable, so weigh yourself so you know you're accountable to you and you know when you've hit that goal. Your goal needs to be attainable. It needs to be realistic for you, and it needs to be time bound. When you want to lose weight, you should have a goal with a specific timeline. Now, if you have a lot of weight to lose, when I started off, I had to lose 70 pounds, or I wanted to lose 70 pounds. I gave myself 2 years. That was realistic for me. Right now, I am 129 pounds less than I was at my highest weight, and it has taken me 4 years, and I am still keeping it up. So set specific goals. Reward yourself. Reward yourself. Give yourself some love. Give yourself some love. Because your brain remembers the things that make you feel good. Your victories are not only on the scale. There are so many victories. You drink more water. You exercise consistently for a whole week. Give yourself some rewards. Reward yourself, make yourself feel good. That's what your brain is going to use, those happy hormones that are generated whenever you reward yourself, to write that in your brain. So reward yourself when you are successful in anything. Your brain will remember it, and the more you do that, guess what? It becomes a habit. That's how we developed habits in the past. Journal. Make it a habit of writing down or keeping track of things. So what do we want to journal? Number one, so when I worked with a nutritionist, I journaled 2 things. I had a food journal, so I wrote down every single thing that I ate. And number 2, I had a weight journal, so I wrote down on that same paper my weight from day to day to day to day to day at home, and I got to her weekly and she weighed me. I encourage you to also journal your thoughts, your feelings, because that's really how you connect with yourself. So now we know that weight loss is not only about your energy consumption in your foods and your drinks, or your activity level in your exercise or your workouts. It also has a lot to do with your emotions, on how you feel. So when you are journaling, it's important for you to just write down your thoughts, write down your feelings. It helps you sometimes come back and look at those feelings. You can associate them to bad habits and work on how to break those bad habits. That's a topic for another video. But it also helps you bring to light some of the things that you may have been dealing with that made you overeat in the first place. So that's really it for today. I hope these tips help you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom of this video, and also ring the notification bell so that each time I put a video like this, you get notified. I wish you the best of success in your health and wellness journey. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.